put a lot of muscle on it. I remember I always had this attitude. It came from one of my mentors. If you don't win the Mr. Universe on very low dosages of steroids, if you're already totally worn out when you become pro, and we've seen this so many times, you have to have a lot of room there, And he gave me even certain dosages, don't take more than that to become a pro. And
really?
Testosterone, he said, if you take more than 500 milligrams of testosterone to become pro, you will have no chance.
Really?
That's what I did as an amateur, They were my, and that was it. And looking back now, was plenty, So I even played the same game 2 years ago with one of my guys, Mike Cleaves. Yep. He won the North American on the exactly same, became a pro at the North American on the exact same concept. So then when I doubled that after the Mr. Universe.
Yep. That's still only a gram of test. Now, I heard, I won't say his name, but a top pro said to me once, he says, if you, like you've just said there, if you're not in the early stage of your career gaining on 500 milligram of test, then you're not training hard enough and you're not eating well. You're not taking care of the rest or other aspects. If you can't grow on that, then you need to address your training or nutrition, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And, back then we had it all too. We had the guys with 6,000-7,000 a week, and there was one very famous pro. I'm sure I will not say names here. So I drove 4 hours when I was very young to see a guest posing of his.
Okay.
He was a great bodybuilder in Europe, and I saw him backstage. And when I saw him, I knew if he takes 6,000-7,000, I'm already bigger, and I was a junior bodybuilder. And then this other thing is really always was in my mind. What my mentor said to me is, if you take more, it will work for a short time. But then you get into this devil's circle. Your body gets used to it. You will need those dosages. The more and more side effects will pop up. And then about 10 years in, your muscles will start tearing, he always said. They will start tearing. Hitting a tennis racket.
Yeah. Well, it leaves you nowhere to go, doesn't it? Because at what point, what do you do then? Do you take more and then you just burn your receptors?
Correct. So, in that regard, I think most of us, what I know, the guys I was close with, I don't think we did anything near what the guys do today. So, but I can't be certain, but I can only, especially, at the end, I can only talk for myself. So yeah.
So I mean that 1996 Arnold Classic, I couldn't believe it because you had like the super freaks like the Paul Dillettes, the NASA who was just starting to kind of hit his stride around 94, 95, and then you came on, and I remember just looking at you, and I couldn't believe your proportions, and I just like the thickness of your abs, your back. I mean, it was just, as a pro debut, it was, and it was just such a, like I said, you if you'd arrived in any other era. You'd have been,
I would have had any clue what to do, how to go on stage. I did not even have a prep coach in 96.
Oh, really?
So I had no idea. No, I had no idea what to do. All I had is a page from the Sport Review, Barry DeMay, my last week before a show. So I just followed that,
Yeah.
And it was cutting salt for many, many days, restricting water for many, many days. So, I not even looked any good on stage. I was so watery, so overblown.
In 96?
In 96 at the Arnolds, I was not near where I had a good chance to be top 3 or 4 in my first pro show. When you look at Vince Taylor was 4th, and he was already clearly on the down slope kind of his career. Sean Ray, one of the very only times he didn't look good, I could have been easily there, but I had no idea,